Welcome back to another episode of Parenting in Progress. I'm Corey.
I'm Jordan.
And we're the Welches. Welcome back to another episode. It's been one heck of a week so far. It's been a good week. We had a great trip. For those that didn't know, we went up to the Black Hills in western South Dakota.
Or as Karlee says, South Dakota. Vacay.
Yeah, Jordan was getting her all amped up before and during the trip. Plenty of Snapchats of South Dakota, going to South Dakota. So on our next vacation, we'll be like, Karlee, where are we going? South Dakota. No, we're not. We're going wherever. Jordan, how was the drive out?
I say overall it went very smooth. We split the way out. We left at like 2 o'clock Wednesday afternoon in hopes that Karlee would nap about halfway out. It was about a 4.5 hour trip, the first leg. Well, she only slept for about an hour, so that kind of threw a little wrench on things, but it was good. I mean, the spot that we stopped to get gas, it was raining, so it's not like we could get her out and run around a little bit. I think that's when she ran around at the convenience store for a little bit.
She wanted some dang kitten there at the Casey's. They had some kitten and some little turntable deal, and oh my God, she wanted to take it home. I want kitty. No, we're not even in South Dakota. We're not getting you a souvenir already. Nope, sorry.
Not at a Casey's in Nebraska. Sorry, Karlee. But no, we made it out there. We left a little bit before my parents and my sister did. We ended up eating at a local place there. Corey, I don't think that's on the agenda, but we saw the Big Mac, and I'm not meaning from MacDonald's.
Yeah, apparently the locals, Lake McConaughey, famous lake in western Nebraska, ginormous. I later learned it was actually 40 feet below the average, so it was pretty low.
Oh.
But that is a ginormous lake, by far the biggest lake. Nothing compared to the Great Lakes, obviously, which those are like mini oceans or seas, I feel like. But no, it was good. It was big. We got to just get out of the car, look at it a little bit, have a neat little scene. Corey's kind of a scenery guy. He wants to go see all the sights and see all of the landscape. That's kind of one of my highlights that I like doing is, you know, as we're driving through the Black Forest stuff, just soaking all of it in and just taking it. So Lake McConaughey was good. Yeah,
it killed a little bit of time. And then my parents and my sister kind of got to the hotel around the same time that we did after supper. If we got there earlier, I would have probably swam at the hotel pool, but it was kind of at that point, you know, Karlee only had an hour nap. We're getting up early the next morning. We just hung out. I think all my family came to our room and just hung out for a little bit, was amping Karlee up, and then settled down for the night. Got up the next morning, got some breakfast, took a detour on the way, the second leg of the trip.
We did. It wasn't planned, but since we were so close out there, we went and saw Chimney Rock in Nebraska. That's on the state quarter, by the way, if you don't know. It's literally out in the middle of nowhere, and it's literally a rock.
I didn't know it was on the state quarter, to be honest with you.
See, I know all these interesting facts. I could teach you so many things. Should have seen the face she was giving me of, don't think so.
No. Yeah, but we took a little detour. Karlee did great on the way up. I mean, I feel like as my parent advice to you all, if you're doing a road trip with a kid, get new things they haven't played with before, they haven't seen before, they haven't colored with before. That was kind of what kept Karlee going. That and snacks.
Snacks is always a big one for Karlee. Any road trip, you got to have some snacks because it kills the time. It occupies her But yeah, definitely the new toy piece. Go buy a toy or two and different coloring book or something different to color with, and it'll keep them occupied for at least an hour, hopefully.
Oh my gosh, these jelly blocks that I got her. I'm not kidding you. She played with them for like about an hour. And I was like, these things are awesome. They're quiet. And she just sat there and was playing with them and squishing with them. And yeah, new things are fun. So I've been kind of prepping for that and finding little things and tucking them away for the last couple months before the trip. And I think it really worked out.
And we kind of figured that out, I feel like, in Colorado a little bit.
Yes.
We got her one or two new things and she wanted to play with them all the time. And so I think that's kind of what clicked of, oh, hey, maybe we need to find some new stuff.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about how we're overpackers, and I definitely overpacked on the toys. But if I'm the one that's in charge of entertaining her, I got to be ready.
We were, honestly, this isn't on the agenda either, but we were major overpackers. It was almost to the point of craziness because we had to have a snack bag, and then we had to have our own drink bag, and then we had to have a toy bag and all of this other stuff. And keep in mind, we're adding stuff as we're getting out there. We're buying souvenirs. We're buying different things. It was everything to pack the car the first time, let alone even coming back.
You did a great job. You are a great packer.
Yeah, but I shouldn't have to try that hard at packing some stuff. Oh, my Lord. But anyway, yeah, that is us. We're going to make improvements for the next one, and we'll go from there. But we're still learning on these vacations. Every time, whether you underpack, you overpack. Hey, I didn't forget my shirts this time.
Oh, thank goodness. You forgot something. I can't remember what it was.
No. If you think of it later, but I don't think so.
Okay. You almost forgot your shorts. That was it.
I would have survived without them.
I know.
They were just my lounging / sleeping shorts. I could have just slept in my boxers.
Nobody wants to see that.
Except you. So some things we did out in the Black Hills. We stayed around the Custer area. If you guys are familiar with that area, we stayed around the town of Custer. We went to a lake a couple times, Sylvan Lake, which wasn't too far away from Custer, maybe 10-minute drive, if that. Beautiful lake. Great scenery. Once again, I'm a scenery guy. Great scenery. Cousins actually caught a fish there. They caught a trout. I don't know if they caught any others. I never saw them drag another fish out, I don't think.
I don't know, but I did see a bird come and snatch one out of the water.
We did. We saw a eagle come in and snatch a trout right out of the water and took off with it. It was pretty awesome. For something stupid and little like that, that was great.
Yeah, the lake had these really pretty rocks around it. They had like a little walking path around the lake. Karlee enjoyed throwing things in the water, looking at the water. We actually went there 2 times, and the second time we rented a canoe. The 3 of us did, and that was a real interesting treat for Corey.
I did not realize Jordan doesn't know how to drive a boat literally at all. And so I let her ride in the back with Karlee because I'm like, oh, Karlee is sitting between her on the bench. It'll be easier because there'll be more boat back there instead of up in the front where I was. Yeah, if you guys really want to test your marriage skills and see if you're truly going to be together, try just going on a 30-minute boat ride where your wife doesn't know how to steer a boat and you continue to either head directly towards the shore or directly towards a rock. Somehow we made it through and we made it back. Don't know how. Might have been a few cuss words said. Whoopsie.
Yeah.
And silently yelling as well because there's other people on the lake, but hey, we made it, so maybe that tells us something. I don't know.
I told him, I said, all you have to do is tell me left or right, and I will do it. I can't comprehend how to steer it, but if you tell me row left, I'll do it. Row right, I'll do it. I just can't figure it out for myself. We'll try again another time.
Maybe. I mean, I was hoping they'd just have a pedal boat. We've done that. That's pretty easy. You just go and away it is. So, but yeah, went to a lake. We had to go see the presidents. That was Jordan's second time being there, actually. Lucky dog, you.
Yes. That was definitely something for the adults. I mean, I feel like the older kids appreciated it a little bit. I guarantee you they didn't know all the presidents that were up there.
We should have asked them. Why didn't we educate them? We should have educated them.
We really should
We
have.
should ask them tonight. They're coming over. We should be like, hey, who actually was on Mount Rushmore?
Let's see. You know what? I bet Witten, if any of the three, my one nephew Witten, he'd be the one that would crush it all. Guarantee it.
Well, I'm not saying that they don't know any history. They don't really talk about history. They're definitely sports fanatics, which is fine. That's typical age boys there. But
my bets are on Witten.
you think he knows them?
Yep.
We'll have to ask him tonight.
I will.
Do you know them?
George Bush.
No.
Oh, I meant George Washington.
Oh my gosh.
I was picturing him. George Washington. Thomas Jefferson. FDR?
Yes.
Or Teddy?
Well, Roosevelt.
Yeah, but there was two Roosevelts.
Teddy had the glasses. Yes.
Well, that's different than FDR.
It's not FDR. It's Teddy Roosevelt.
Okay, Teddy. Oh, Abe Lincoln. Duh. Got it.
Gosh, dang, that took you way too long to...
I got confused on FDR and Teddy. Sorry.
You always do. You always
I know.
ask me. For some reason, you think it's FDR up there. I'm like, no, it's not. It's Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy is the one that has the glasses. Teddy is in Night at the Museum.
Yes, you're right. Yes, of all things to
Teddy.
remember
And
Mr.
FDR
Roosevelt for.
had polio and he was in a wheelchair.
Correct.
FDR is younger. Teddy, I think Teddy was the one that did all like the national forests and protected land and stuff like that.
He was a big, avid hunter.
Yeah.
And
That's why they call it a teddy bear.
Yeah, I don't remember the whole story. Something about a bear with him, and they called it teddy bear that took off. And
protected it or something like that.
That's how we have teddy bears now. So we also did go see the Crazy Horse Monument. They're still working on that. I think they started in really the early 90s. So it's been going on a long time. Hence, Mount Rushmore, not to have any spoilers out there, but they made those in about 14 years. We're well over that with this Crazy Horse thing, and it doesn't look like it's done at all. Like, I'm not trying to bash them or anything, but for as many years, like it started in like 92 or something, if I remember right. That's ridiculous. They got his face done for the most
and
part.
a finger.
And part of his hand. They're working on his fingers on his hand, but there's got to be this whole horse and everything else. Like, I doubt they get done before I'm dead.
Job security.
Oh my word! Granted, it's a privately funded deal, which is great. It's not a federally funded deal, but I'm like, maybe if you should ask for some federal funds and get some workers in here and let's just get it done. But hey, they're making money on not completed statues, so. Same time, what do they care, I guess?
Yeah, exactly. That was another thing that was mainly for the adults. I feel like it was really cool looking at the different Native American like moccasins and jewelry and weapons and all that stuff was cool. But trying to chase a toddler around there, it made you want to be like, okay, I'm done. Like I've seen enough, I'm done. And it's not anything against the memorial in the museum itself. It was just, I'm over this. Karlee's over this. I'm tired of chasing around. Let's go.
Yeah, and although it wasn't that spectacular of a monument, the history, like you said, learning who Crazy Horse was, what he did, and that sort of stuff, that's the neat part about that, is walking through there, learning what they did and that type of stuff. So we all went to an adventure park, so this one was not for the adults. Actually, it was for a couple of them.
Oh, for sure, some adults.
The guys definitely had a ball at this, but we went to an adventure park. What was it called? Adventureland?
Rushmore Adventure Park or something like that.
Yeah. Anyway, it's on the side of one of the mountains.
Yeah. We'll talk about, Karlee melting down here in a little bit. But we were driving for a nap with Karlee and we met up. I think they'd gotten there a little bit before us to that adventure park when Karlee was napping because we came back.
Yeah, we were there first and then we sat there forever. And I'm like, man, if we're going to sit here for 40 some minutes again. We might as well go see something. So I actually went over to, I forget what town it was. But
Hermosa or something like that.
Yeah, Hermosa, I think, if that's pronounced right. And we went and saw the 3 presidents. It's just 3 president statues there. Don't really know the background story. It was just right in the front of an RV park. Went there, took a picture, went back. Do you remember those presidents? Which ones were those?
JFK.
Mm-hmm.
Ronald Reagan.
Mm-hmm.
George Bush.
Yep. Which George Bush?
The younger one.
Yep. George Bush Jr.?
Yeah, he's the one I remember from growing up, you know, when you're little and you learn about the president.
9/11.
Yep. Old George.
So yeah, they did beat us, and obviously you can get wristbands and stuff there. We didn't think we were gonna really do that much with the whole adventure piece of that. I mean, the little ones couldn't do hardly much. So they actually panned for gemstones and fossils in the water, and they actually had a ball. They both had a ball. I bet we spent $50 in sacks on them easily.
Oh, absolutely. And they loved it. And it was a perfect setup. They were kind of in the shade. And then they were at a spot where they could watch all the people that are coming in from the mountain coaster coming up. So they would then go and look, okay, where's daddy? Where's this cousin? Where's this cousin? And they could watch them.
You loved the mountain coaster, didn't you?
I wouldn't say I loved it. Love isn't the right word. I tolerated it. Here's to say, I did not want to go on this mountain coaster anyway. Corey talked me into it. My niece wanted to go again, but she didn't want to go by herself. So we went together and Corey went by himself. And I'm the adult. I am in charge of the brakes and I wouldn't call it gas, but you know, like.
You're in charge of making it go and how fast it goes.
Yes. And I'm terrified because when we walked in, I see my dad and he's like going up. I don't know what the incline that baby was.
Oh, it was probably 45 degrees.
Oh, and
Easily.
then it turns around and does the same thing again. And I was like, there's no way I can do this. Well, I did it. And thankfully, my niece was in front of me, so it kind of blocked all of the main view of how far up we were going. So I told her, I said, I'm kind of scared. I'm not going to go too fast, but I'll do it with you. So we're doing it, and I asked her, I was like, hey, is this fast enough? Whatever. And she's like, yeah, it's fine. So we go and we get done. It's like, oh, okay, that was not too bad. All right. I'm done with that for the day. And then Corey wants to go again with me. I'm like, no, I don't want to do it again. He's like, I'm going to drive. I'm like, oh no, this is not going to be good because he's not going to press on the brakes at all. And again, okay, so I did it. I was a great wife. We're riding up there. And I'm pretty sure I was screaming. And there's in my brain, I'm processing, I didn't realize how slow I was going but for the first time until I rode with Corey. I'm like, oh, sorry, Camden. That was a boring ride for you.
I hit the brakes a couple times because we were right at the weight limit. So I was a little bit leery of, okay, if we take this, how fast does it go if we don't hit the brakes? And yeah, Jordan got her to scream. That was the whole goal, is to get her to go, ah! And you could hear her across the mountain. And at one point, you couldn't even scream because we were in a corkscrew and we had such good G-forces that you just couldn't get it out.
Yeah.
And I remember you telling me, I can't even scream. I can't even scream.
I was happy when that ride was over.
You're lucky I only made you do them once.
Yeah, because it cost an arm and leg.
Yeah, we were on the verge of getting the armbands, which that's nice. Adults and kids can get an armband. You get everything basically underneath just that armband, kind of like your local fairs and stuff. So that's definitely a perk of going there. So with trying to time naps, obviously Karlee still needs afternoon naps. So we obviously let her sleep in the car there at the adventure park. And another day, we actually went on a drive. We went on a scenic drive. The older kids went to like a reptile place and something else.
They went to, it was like Cosmos Mystery. It reminds me of, like the mirrors that are at carnivals where it's deceiving and like the gravity rules and stuff. Like it was some sciencey thing. I think they loved it.
They did. I think they did. They were liking it. So they went and did that, something that the little kids couldn't do. The little kids had a nap. So Karlee fell asleep, and we decided to go down Needles Highway. And Jordan really wasn't 100% on board of Needles Highway, but I really kind of wanted to do it because, once again, I'm a scenic guy. And that is a great scenic byway. Definitely wouldn't take a ginormous truck down it. If you have, a 3/4 ton or something like that, you can. There was a guy pulling a trailer going down it.
Power to him.
Yeah, it powered him turning around on that overlook we were at, and he got jackknifed. Yeah, good luck with that, buddy. Maybe you should have put that somewhere else. But no, it was really scenic. Great view. Karlee actually woke up at the end of it. So she kind of missed out on it. But honestly, she's not really a scenic girl.
No.
Right now. She was forward facing. So we did get her forward facing in the car seat, which I think she does like a lot better. But still in the car, she sits so low, the window sill's kind of high, and she can only see out she can't hardly see like straight out. It's kind of up at an angle a little bit. So it's not like she can see a whole lot. But we did that. She had a really good nap that day. She needed one that day, especially for driving back. But no, it's a good one. And then we did something for the little kids. We had a day for the little kids.
Oh, I loved this day. We went to Old MacDonald's farm. And looking back now, we should have spent a little less time at Old MacDonald's farm and a little bit more time at the next place. But you live and you learn. All the kids enjoyed it because they all got a cup of feed to feed the countless animals there. Karlee loved it. She loved getting in with like the little pygmy goats and touching them, petting them, feeding them. They had one of the like pony rides with the 3 ponies in a circle, and her little cousin got to ride that. She was a little unsure. She definitely had to hold on to Dad's hand or arm.
She wanted to do it. It's like, Karlee, do you want to ride one of those ponies? Yeah. Okay. So Jordan and her brother went and got tickets. And Karlee, you want to ride it? Yep. All right, we're going to go ride it. Give her the ticket. Gave the lady the ticket. Set her up on it. No. And she started freaking out. I was like, no, here, I'm going to be right here with you. And she had to have one arm on Dad's shoulder and one arm on the saddle. And she was just making sure I was there, because if I was to run off, that she was coming with me. And no, she liked it. She had a smile on her face. She was enjoying it. She was a little unsure, but no, it was a good time. They had a lot of different animals there. Even some free range turkeys that run around and stuff like that. So definitely, if you're not out in around animals much or anything like that, definitely a good little spot to go to.
Yeah.
But the next one was probably Jordan's favorite for the little girls. So
it was.
We'll let her talk about that one. She's pretty passionate about it, I feel like.
I loved it. It's so fun. It's called Storybook Island. It's like inside of a park, and this was in Rapid City, so we did have to drive a little bit from our Airbnb house in Custer, but it is free. I think it's only open from like Memorial Day to Labor Day, but it's all these different storybook characters. Like, we walked in and they were playing one of the Elsa songs, and there's a river with water duh. There was a little bridge with water underneath that you would walk across, and they had Humpty Dumpty, they had Jack and the Beanstalk, Mary Had a Little Lamb, Little Miss Muffet, or as Corey would call it, Little Miss Muffin. That's what he thought it was. 3 Little Pigs, all the Winnie the Pooh, all the fun little characters. And there's swings and little houses they can run and play in. There was Noah's Ark and a boat that you could get up on. And I'm just trying to think. There was an ice cream slide, and they had little Snow White's house that you could walk in. They did have a train, and if it wasn't as late as it was, I would have definitely had her do the train, but we were pushing lunch and nap. There was a whale.
They had a carousel?
They had a carousel. Oh,
from the 40s. It was restored from the 40s.
That's awesome. I didn't know that when we were in there. And again, if we had more time, I would have paid however much to put Karlee on that thing again. She loved it. She was giggling and laughing the whole time. There was some whale that she liked that you can crawl inside. It was just a really neat, really cool little kids park. And I think it was so good on this trip. We did a really good balance of having things that the older kids liked, things that the adults liked, and things that the little girls liked. So if you're ever in the area and you've got a toddler to 5. That place was awesome. I think we ordered Jimmy John's to go. We ate it in the park, had a picnic. And I think that's when we headed off to Needles Highway after that for her nap.
Okay, Jordan. Out of all the things we listed, and even some that we didn't, what's one must do? If somebody's going to Black Hills, what's one thing they must do in your perspective?
I mean, I feel like Mount Rushmore for sure. Like, it's not overrated. It's definitely cool. It does not take a ton of time. I think it's free. I think you had to pay for parking, but.
Yeah, it is. And when you pay for parking, make sure you take the ticket out of your car, because we know that one. Unfortunately, we got up there and it's like, oh, you got to pay for parking up here. It's like, I thought I'd pay when I would leave. No, take your ticket out of your car and go up and pay as you're walking up to it. So you don't have to run back to the car, get the ticket, run back up like, yoo-hoo, somebody had to.
Yeah. That was a little backwards. But I just feel like if you're in that area, like, it's such a well-known, it's on a quarter.
It is. It is on their quarter.
Yeah. Yep. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to have to look that up. But that would be mine.
I would say, along with kind of that, Needles Highway is good if you like scenery stuff. It is. It shows you a different part of the Black Hills that not even like the drives, the little towns that we went to even showed you. Just that whole scenic piece of that Custer State Park is really neat. Really
I would also say Sylvan Lake. I'm not a huge lake person. We're not big lake people, but that was really neat.
And it's not big. It's not a big lake at all, honestly. So
it did have a little beach. We didn't get to that, but a little beach area. All right, Corey. Top food.
Top food. We discussed this the other day, and I'm going to say my top food was the pizza we had the first night. I forget what the place name was. It was in downtown Custer. They have good burgers and they have good pizza. And I like that pizza. Was it made 100% the way that I thought it was? No, because we're kind of in a rush, trying to keep track of the kids, standing in line. But I didn't want to build my own because that was expensive too. But it was really good pizza. If I could have tweaked that pizza just a little bit with some different toppings and stuff, it'd been really good. But that was probably my favorite. What's yours?
Oh, you know. Mine was, I can't remember what it was called. It was like a 3-story building, downtown Custer. I wouldn't necessarily say it was like a bar and grill. Like, it had a bar, but it wasn't like bar food. There was this dish called sparkling chicken, and it's my summer to-do list to find a recipe to make that because it was delicious. Just like a chicken breast with some white champagne sauce. I think it was garlic mashed potatoes. They had some steamed veggies. It was delicious. I could have ate a whole nother one of those. But then also, okay, another thing when you're in that area, we've been told by multiple people is the Alpine Inn. That's in Hill City. I don't want to say it's overrated. It was good. It was a lot of time we had to wait to get in. The service was fast. It was a good steak. Don't get me wrong. Dessert was delicious. But Corey, he said it's not his top. I would eat there again if we had other things to do in the wait time.
Yeah, I mean, I would eat there again. Was it my top? No, it could have been my cut of meat. I mean, my 9-ounce filet I got was good. Don't get me wrong. Was it the best one I've ever had? No, it wasn't the best I've ever had. And I forget, it's an interesting little steakhouse. You either get there's 2 different sizes of fillets you can get, either 6-ounce or 9-ounce. And I don't remember what the other one was.
There was some other dish that wasn't a steak, but I can't remember what it was.
But basically, you pick one of those 2. That's all they're cooking that night. And then with that, then it'll tell you what it comes with. But we had like a baked potato, we had a vegetable, or we had a wedge salad and some stuff like that. The nice part, it was cheap. It was super cheap. Jordan and I had 2 drinks. We both had the steak, the bigger steak, the 9-ounce filet with the baked potatoes, wedge salad, 2 desserts. And with Karlee's little kid meal, $87 is super cheap.
I'm not going to lie. I was like, all right, this place, it says it's cash only. We had to wait like 2.5 hours to get in. It's going to be kind of expensive meal, but we're like, you know what? You're on vacation. Let's go for it. And when I saw the bill, $87, I'm like, Oh my gosh.
Our meals was like $20 with the steak. That steak is generally $30 to $40 at any other steak place.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how they're getting it that cheap, but it was crazy. But yes, like Jordan said, it is cash only, so no cards. And we were kind of worried about that because we brought limited amount of cash. We usually bring a little cash on vacation, but a lot of it we spend our cards on and stuff. So, it was good. It'd probably be my number 2.
It was definitely my number 2.
It just wasn't my number 1. It didn't quite outweigh that. Honestly, the crust on that pizza was just, oh my gosh. I need to figure out how to make that on our grill. If I can figure that crust out, it'd be great. But Karlee hit a couple milestones on our trip up when we stayed at the hotel. We didn't bring a pack and play. So where did Karlee sleep?
Big girl bed.
Queen size bed all to herself. Now, Mom was a little worried because, oh my God, she's going to roll off and bonk her head and we're not going to get to do anything.
Is that voice?
That's my Jordan voice. Oh my gosh.
Whatever. Was there pillows all the way around the edge of the bed? Yep.
We did, because that was where Jordan's like, oh, how are we going to do this? I'm like, we have extra pillows. We're only going to sleep on 1 pillow apiece. They gave us 4. She has 4 by herself. We'll just put them around the edge of the bed.
She did great.
She went to sleep pretty darn easy. That was what I was worried about, is not getting her to sleep. Now, granted, we had to make it really, really dark in the room there for a little bit, but she went to sleep. She slept all night long. It was good. It was really good. So then we went up to South Dakota, stayed at Airbnb. As Jordan talked about, we had our fake nugget that we brought for her to sleep on the floor. She kind of slept on it.
She was excited about it. It had a purple sheet. She called it her purple bed. Like, yep. I put it on the floor and I realized, I'm like, it's kind of narrow. Like, she's going to fall off this thing. But it's only a couple inches off the ground. Like, it's not a big deal. I think once we put her down for bed, which she fell asleep great on it, that was not an issue. I think because we went back into the living room to hang out with everybody, when we came back to go to bed, she was off of it. I put her back on it. I woke up in the middle of the night, went to the bathroom. She was off of it, put her back on it. We woke up, actually Karlee woke up in the middle of the night to a mommy, daddy. And, I wear contacts, so my glasses, I don't even think I had my glasses on.
This was not in the middle of the night. This was only like 5 a.m. Mountain Time, which would be 6 o'clock for us, which was pretty close to when she wakes up normally, in between 6 and 7 Central Time.
But this happened from the time I woke up in the middle of the night, like 2:30 to like 5:30 in the morning. Heard a mommy, daddy, and I get up, don't have my contacts in, don't have my glasses on. I'm trying to go get her, and I'm like, where is she? And I'm looking around, and like trying to open my eyes because it's 5 o'clock in the morning. Of course, like, is she under the bed? I lifted it up. Sure enough, there she was, laying under the bed on the hardwood floor.
We don't know how long she was under there. There must not been bed bugs or spiders under there because she slept and didn't have no bites or nothing. But it was so funny because she just was gone. She just was gone, just somehow got under the bed.
So the next night, we put our extra pillows from our bed and we kind of blocked that so she wouldn't roll under the bed again.
And she didn't. She still would get off of her bed once in a while, but it wasn't bad after that first night. She kind of went all over that first night. Other than that, it really wasn't too bad. We just stick her on her bed when we went to sleep, and away we went.
Yep. The downfall is, she woke up at like 5 to 5:30 every morning. It also didn't help that whatever direction our window was. It was east. The sun was blaring in there. There was no curtains on those windows. That needs to be on the review for that Airbnb. Oh.
Yeah, it was pretty bad in that essence because even when I woke up, it's hard to go to sleep because it was about as bright as our living room is right now, and it's in the middle of the afternoon. That's how dark our house is. Mm-hmm. Fortunate but unfortunate. But no, she did good. So the whole trip going out there, driving around out there, and coming back, we virtually almost had no real screen time. The only screen time she really had was in the mornings at 5:30 when she'd wake up. We'd put Barney on just to keep her quiet, not wandering around because nobody else was up at that time.
And I wanted to keep laying in bed, and we're confined to our room. So
So she definitely had that. But we really didn't. We brought the iPad. We had our phones, but we didn't really have to use any of that until the ride home. Our original plan coming home was we were going to split it again. We were going to come halfway, and then we'd just drive the rest of the way in Monday, and away we went. The more I started looking at it, I'm like, where are we going to stay? There's not really a good, decent-sized town to stay. And the ones that were along the route, they were only like an hour and a half from home. Mm. So I'm like, at that point, we might as well just drive an hour and a half and just bite the bullet and away we went. So we drove the whole way back.
And we did not leave early in the morning. We drove the whole way back at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, we didn't talk about this earlier, but we went over to the Badlands and we wanted to see that on our way home, which is kind of on the way home. It's a little further east. So, we left there at about 2:30, which was, what did we have? We probably had 8 hours, roughly, 7 or 8 hours of drive time then. So we hoofed it back, and we went all the way back that night, and she did really good. We were worried because we didn't get her out until probably around supper time, a little after supper time. We did stop at a park. It was starting to get pretty dark. Stopped at a park, let her play for no more than 10 minutes, and then we started getting her jammies on. And Jordan was we really had to talk through it. She's like, "Man, I just don't feel like it's fair to her that we're driving back, and she's sitting there. It's just this is just not fun for her." I'm like, I get it, which she was occupied. She wasn't having any problems.
No.
Karlee wasn't. We just were worried, like, oh, man, are we bad parents? And I just told her, like, we're just going to hammer through. I said, we'll stop at a park. We'll let her play a little bit. We've had no screen time. We had Miss Rachel downloaded. I'm like, just let her watch my iPad. And let her watch it for an hour or so. And then all of a sudden, we'll shut it off. And it's night time. It'll be dark then. We'll darken the back of the car. And that's exactly what we did. And it worked great.
It did. And I felt bad that a lot of her day was in the car, but she didn't have a single complaint. I mean, she was a trooper. We did stop. The meal options were very limited. We ended up getting MacDonald's it wasn't a gas station. It was connected to something.
It was a gas station.
Yeah, it was a gas station. We got MacDonald's, and I was like, Corey, we're not staying here and eating this because she's going to be sitting and eating in McDonald's. I would rather be sitting and eating in the car, and we're driving. And honestly, that's one of the best ways to entertain her is to feed her, because it's not constantly, I want a toy, I want this, and throwing this toy and throwing this toy. It's she's eating, and it killed a solid 30 minutes at least, the way that she was just munching on her chicken nuggets and fries. So she did good with that. And then, like you said, we had the whole day Monday to play. We didn't have to mess around and get home at noon or whatever. So
it was good. She was really happy girl on Monday. She was really happy. She was playing up a storm. She took good naps.
We got to go to the library, which I thought we were going to miss. We didn't have to miss story time this time.
But yeah, it was good. It was a good trip. Definitely recommend it. A lot of stuff to do up there. Beautiful place. Definitely one of the memories we'll cherish for a while. Be one of the, and that's the crazy thing, as you sit back and look on it, is we're making their memories, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously there are memories too, but she may remember it. She may not remember all of it, but I bet she remembers parts of it.
Yeah. And it was such a neat trip. My parents celebrated their 40th wedding anniversary. It was fun to get together with my brother and his family and my sister and her family, my parents and us. It's been a while since we've done that. So it was really good to get everyone together. And one thing that I failed to mention earlier was there was one night we just played some random new card game with a big chunk of my family once the kids went to bed. And it was really fun just hanging out, and not just how are you doing? How's this? Like, we just got to have fun, and we had a good time. And my advice to other parents, when you're like, why are we going to go here if the kid won't remember it? Yeah, sure. They might not remember it, but you will. You will remember it. You will have those pictures, and you are making memories, and take the trip.
Yeah, it's not necessarily for them. It's for you. Especially when they're growing up, because someday they'll be out of the house. You won't take those trips anymore, and it's over with. So don't miss it. Anyway, we're going to end this. This is a long episode, but that vacation was, there was a lot to talk about.
We made up for the one that we missed.
We did. And yeah, we technically could have came up with it on Monday, but that was Karlee's day. We kind of counted that as Karlee's day for being a trooper riding in the car. So, and we did not get it recorded. But no, Karlee is changing. We're trying a couple new things even this week as we're recording this that we're going to talk about in the upcoming episodes. So definitely stay tuned there. We got some milestones she's hitting, and she's hitting them pretty well. So that's great. So stay tuned for that. Appreciate everybody. Sorry about the episode last weekend, but the vacay was great. We had a great time in South Dakota.
Vacay.
So thanks again. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you for listening to Parenting in Progress. If you like what you heard and you're listening to us on YouTube, please go ahead, like, share, subscribe, drop a comment. If you're listening to us on other platforms, go ahead, give us a follow and a rating. We truly appreciate it. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one.